You're the director of Burn, Burn, Burn. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, it's a sort of dark comedy about two best friends, women in their late 20s, Alex and Seth, who are tasked with scattering the ashes of their recently deceased best friend, Dan, who sends them around the country with a set of video diaries and his ashes. And it's a kind of a gift to them to help them come to terms with his death.
It seems it's macabre black comedy, really, isn't it?
Yes, it's a very dry, dark comedy, but it's incredibly moving. The Dan is played by Jack Farthing, who's an absolutely wonderful actor who really sort of brings the heart and soul to the film. Alex and Seth are played by Chloe Pirrie, who won a BIFA for her performance in Shell, which premiered at the festival a couple of years ago, and Laura Carmichael, who plays Lady Edith in Downton Abbey. So they, they're the sort of two grief-stricken friends who are tasked with scattering the ashes of their recently deceased best friend.
And this just seems a unique story, really. How did that all come to fruition?
The process of making the film.
The actual story itself, the concept of the story. Do you know how that? What was the genesis of it?
Well, the writer is one of my very best and oldest friends from university, Charlie Cavell. She's absolutely wonderful. She wrote a couple of episodes of the recent series Banana on E4. And we made a short film together a few years ago, found that we worked really sort of surprisingly, it's always a really nice surprise when a really good friend, you end up having a good professional relationship with them. We really made one another laugh, so we decided to start trying to do that professionally. So, it's a very, very personal story. A lot of we put a lot into those characters personally. It's not sort of a literal reflection of anything that's happened to either of us, but there's a lot in those characters and in the experiences they have that are very personal to her and I.
You've got obviously a female writer, female director, and this festival is celebrating the strength of women, so it must be very important to be a part of it this year.
It feels a really, quite an emotional moment to be part of that because, growing up, I had the privilege of a supportive environment and education to think that it wasn't, it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility to want to be a female, want to be a director and also be a woman. It didn't seem like a strange thing, and it's still not a strange thing. That's the point. It's not, it shouldn't be strange or exciting like you're some sort of rare unicorn, but even only earlier today being called forward for the press call, I noticed I've had the brilliant privilege of the film supported by Creative England, and it's been a great privilege not to feel like it's rare that we have this team together behind the film. And today, hearing Amanda Neville and Claire Stewart so eloquently speak about how we must support female filmmakers, it's an enormous privilege to be part of the festival at a time like this.